think of the way you guys were, especially offensively, able to come out of the gates in LA? It just seemed like the ball movement and everything was so pristine. It seems kind of rare.
I think just try to play in the flow. Just try to play within the blueprint that we want to establish as a team and move the ball, cut for one another, screen for one another, and then play off our strength. And I think every time we did that, the game, we got great shots that came naturally.
It seems like at times last year you guys would get a little in and out of flow offensively. So is it nice, I guess, to have the positive reinforcement when you do the right thing?
For sure. It's just one game, just one preseason quarter, but we definitely want to be consistent, in the way we play and try to. Last year we had we had too many stretches where we weren't necessarily always consistent, playing that way. But it was better than the previous year. So this year we want to keep getting better. And I think if we cut down those stretches when the ball stops, we're going to cut down a lot of the times when we can be up 20 on the team and then give them a chance to come back in the game and be more consistent.
Rudy, can you see already what Dante is going to provide just with the volume and the spacing that he's bringing?
Everything. He's first of all, his toughness. He's a guy that he doesn't take any play off. He wants to win, and to me that's huge for us. And offensively, just his IQ. Obviously, he's a great shooter, but knowing how to space for his teammates, just running the floor, he can pass too. Today he made a lot of great passes, so he's just a very smart and tough basketball player, and I think any team would love a Dante. He's excited.
What about Julius? Just what do you now know after a few practices about playing with Julius, and maybe you didn't know the day the trade was announced?
He's a smart player. He's once again he's going to bring us also someone that can really create offensively for us as a team, and but he's also able to play within the flow. So. Just be able to space the floor, be able to punish mismatches when they put a small on him, and be able to find his teammates, when on the kick outs, and then and find the big also on drop up. So he's a very complete player, and I'm excited, to play alongside him and watch him every day.
Rudy,
there's a lot of talk about playing faster this year. How does that impact you, and how do you think that will impact the playing faster?
I think just having 5 guys running in space, it just puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And when you have the wings running to the corner, the big who doesn't get the rebound running to the rim first, it's like when we have an advantage, which is going to happen a lot in basketball. Like it puts a lot of pressure on the first guys on defense that are running back, and they have to make decisions, But if one of us doesn't run, it's kind of like most of the time we lose that advantage. So it's on us to all take it personally to really try to run as much as we can, and then it's on the guards obviously to just throw the outlets and make the easy and right play. And I think last year we had a lot of opportunities when we had like 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s that we weren't great at capitalizing on it. I think now we're going to be better.
Was part of the reason you were so good defensively was because you guys didn't play fast?
I don't think so, because I think this is when we get back on defense, we get back on defense anyway, but once we get a stop, that's when the switch happens and we got to run. And a lot of times, actually, because we weren't getting that many good shots in transition, it was hurting our defense. We're getting turnover, and then we have to, and then instead of us getting a layup, they get a situation like when they can score. So I actually think it's going to help our defense.
Rudy, Nas hit you with a little lob in that first quarter. Is that kind of another thing your guys are working on together as your chemistry grows?
It came naturally,
yeah.
So I was, it was great. I think that's maybe the second lob he threw me in those 3 years. So, but first game. So it's it's been he's been working a lot, putting a lot of work, and and he sees the floor. So it's when he threw that lob after at the timeout, I was looking at him. I was like I didn't say a word, and he was just like, yep. So it's exciting. He knows that that's a play that going to be money for us, and that's going to be really tough to guard, and I think that's going to be huge.
Rudy, since the trade came so late, right before camp, stuff like that, is there kind of like a grace period in your mind for when you guys will be able to form chemistry with trades, work and stuff like that? I mean, how quickly do you think it all come together?
I think we don't need to overthink. Just focus on every day that's in front of us, and communicate with one another, put the work individually, collectively, and it will happen naturally. I think those two guys are, once again, like they're not just young guys that are just coming in, and no, they're guys that understand what it takes to win, and we have a group that I think now understand what it takes to win. So every day we're going to have opportunities to learn about one another and get better. And I think the key is really getting to know each other as persons too. Like I said, I think when the adversity comes, when you have that bond, it's tougher to break.
You guys have a lot of guys who can play off the catch, a fair amount of shooting. Guys who have quite a few years now in Finch's system. Talking about offensive consistency, do you feel like that's a pretty natural progression for this season?
I mean, I think that's the plan. Keep. We know our identity is defense, but we also have an identity offensively as a team that we try to establish, and that's playing selflessly, and that's playing with pace, and that's making the right play. And be a team that obviously has shooters and have me, and also puts a lot of pressure on the rim, and try to be as efficient as a team that we can be. So we've got better every year, and now it's another season. It's another opportunity for us to really. I think we really want to be a top 10 team offensively. I think if we're able to do that and to take advantage of our defense, we're going to be even better.
Thank you, Rudy.
Thanks, Rudy.